This is episode number 843 of the Inner Flight podcast. This week, I bring you hard. Yes, you might have heard me say it before. Some sessions are easy, some sessions are not so easy, and some sessions are incredibly hard. And you know what? I'm seeing an increasing disparity in people's understanding of all three of those points. Training in its element is a stress response. We are trying to create a certain stress response. The amount of stress and the type of response we're trying to create at certain times will change. You cannot create an extreme stress response. You cannot train super hard all of the time. By the same token, if you train easy the whole time, you are not creating a hard stress response, and you will probably not be getting the changes or the adaptations that you are actually looking for. Therefore, it is important that we train simply in those three different areas. Some of you that use heart rate monitors, that use training zones, will know that there are a number of different training zones. Generally, we've got 1 to 5. This fits in similar to that. That hard would be training zone 5. Easy would be training zone 1. And mid would be about training zone 3. Sometimes those training zones are a lot closer together than people might want them. And people are like, well, if I'm going from one to the other, it doesn't actually feel that much difference. That's why I'm simplifying this whole thing, and a little bit today, an onus on what hard is. As a guideline in your training, easy sessions, if we looked on a rate of perceived effort, should be around a 5 out of 10 effort. You should never feel like you're giving more than 5 out of 10 to that particular session. Talking about conversations or talking about talking, at a 5 out of 10, you should actually be able to hold a conversation similar to this one. Very similar to this one, where you can say the words, we can go back and forward. I can speak a number of words, sentences, or paragraphs without being out of breath. Then we move to mid-range effort. Mid-range effort would be about a 7 out of 10. It would be about zone 3, maybe into what we'd call an endurance world, which again makes things a little bit complicated, low zone 4. Your sensitiveness get a little bit less. It gets a little bit harder. Your heart rate goes up. We are trying or maybe finding a need to have a little bit more oxygen. Our body needs more oxygen to continue to perform at this level that we're trying to get it to perform at, a mid-level. And then we go to hard. Hard effort is a 9 to 10 out of 10. It's all in. Your heart rate is super high. It would be something like zone 5, zone 6, zone 7. God knows where those zones go to now. At that level of effort, the conversation that you're able to have is based around single words. You're not able to have a conversation with long sentences. It's yeses and nos because you're focusing so hard to get oxygen in and to focus actually on what you're doing. This is a very tough state to be in. And actually, we are not generally at this level for as long as we are at or we're able to sustain an easy or a mid effort. So the amount of time that we're training at hard is often less than what we're training at easy or at mid. However, one of the main points of my show today is to get people to understand that when the workout, the class, the run, the ride, the swim, the fly, whatever it is, demands hard, we need to make sure that we actually understand what hard is and that we give it that hard effort. Your effort was not hard if you're having a conversation with someone. Your effort was not hard if you're able to string together sentences. Your effort is hard if you're not able to speak in sentences. You're only able to use very simple words like yes or no. From my experience, the two hardest zones for people to train in is the hard zones because it's so hard, and actually not the mid zone, but the easy zone because it feels like it's boring. It feels like it's not challenging. It feels like it's not making you any better. All three zones are super important. In any good training program, we will have exposure to different levels of stress, as I spoke about at the top of the show. Your training program should cover off easy, mid, and hard. And what's super important is that you understand what the effort should be when those responses are called upon. Thanks a lot for listening. I shall catch you next time.